Good morning, church. In Micah 6, we see God, through Micah, talking about how the people are living. They're bringing sacrifices, but they're also violent and full of lies. Plus, they're cheating each other by using false weights and measures. In the face of this, he calls them to love mercy, which is also translated as kindness. Over the years, I've realized that I've been benefiting from something very similar to what these Israelites were doing. False weights and measures are a tool that help you avoid paying an agreed price. Many of the goods we buy today were produced by people who have been tricked into jobs that are much worse than they expected, or even into slavery. They aren't being paid the price they agreed. God has called me to love mercy, and I'm now trying to do that by trying to make sure the people who make my stuff aren't being treated like that. I first became aware of how this applies to what I buy when I learned that roughly 10% of all the cocoa in the world is grown by child slaves. Children who have often been trafficked away from their home country, who work completely without pay, and who have no way to get away. I was really shocked when I first learned about that. I now only buy fair trade or UTZ certified chocolate. That's pretty much guaranteed to be child and slave labour free, and there's a fair bit of it about if you look for it. If we all only bought such chocolate, the market for people trafficking kids into cocoa slavery would collapse, and the practice would have to stop. I've since realised that similar things happen in many industries: clothing, electronics, heaps of different kinds of food. I believe God wants us to have mercy on the people trapped in these situations. In many areas there are certifications that let you know the workers who made the stuff were properly paid. I'm happy to tell you more by email if you're interested, or you can talk to Martin about it after the service. Of course, we're also called to be merciful and kind towards people living nearby. My illness limits how much we can do this in person. Even having extra people in the house is really draining for me. But we have had people in need to stay from time to time. I also think a really big source of misery in Auckland today is loneliness. We live so far from our relatives, and we often don't even know the people who live next door. I don't have enough energy to be a friend to every lonely person on my street, but I still want to show kindness to them. So, when the lady who used to organise an annual Neighbours' Day party in our street moved away, I took over coordinating it. It's a great forum for the people in the street to get to know each other, and has led to a number of long-term friendships. However, my main focus has generally been on showing mercy to my neighbours far off, who are suffering so much just so that we can have cheap goods. Their suffering is hidden and needs to be brought to light and ended.